roller coaster ride of emotions at Michigan for Mark Martin. He said he was going home to prepare for a dominating performance here tonight at the Bristol Motor Speedway. And during happy hour, it looked as if he were prepared to do just that. That is, until Bobby Labonte passed him and took off. Apparently, Labonte and company have hit upon a combination. Although Jimmy Maycar says it's nothing special, just a variation on last year's setup. You know, springs, shocks, sway bar. But will it work under the lights?
Mark Martin had gotten the lead from Jeremy Mayfield.
And this is how Mark took the lead just as we went to break a moment ago. Goes down in the corner. Jeremy goes up the racetrack a little bit, and Mark just dove to the inside and took that spot away.
And then Jeremy Mayfield lost a position to Dale Jarrett.
And see Ernie Irvin there in front of Mark Martin. Now we watch Irvin as he comes off turns 4 and just tries to stay in front of the leader, nails the gas. Around he goes. Mark goes on the inside. Johnny Benson goes on the inside, and man, everybody else just kind of split Ernie.
Oh, they didn't know which way to go.
Mark Martin.
And the leaders are on pit road.
Down to Bill Weber.
Dale Jarrett on pit road, close quarters, wheel straight, foot on the brake, a little bit tight. We'll make an air pressure adjustment on the right rear. Coming around to the left side now, Ward Burton swings in front of him, Bobby Labonte directly behind him. Rusty Wallace crawls down pit road. Here's Jerry Punch.
Right side tires already on now. Left side going on the valve port. Mark Martin said, leave the car alone. No changes. Here's Dale Jarrett. Here's Mayfield. Here's Martin. There's me, Jarrett, Mayfield, and Martin in that order.
What you look for is consistency. And Mark Martin takes the lead.
Yeah, Mark Martin goes back into the lead. He will lead his 10th lap of the evening. There you see that there are 22 cars on the lead lap, and the last driver on the lead lap is Darrell Waltrip, a 12-time winner here at Bristol. He's won this race 7 times, won the spring race 5. Down to Jerry Punch.
They have not made a single change in Mark Martin's car the past 3 pit stops. His only complaint, the car a little bit tight in the middle of the corner. Let's check in with Jeff Gordon, down with Bill Weber.
Well, Gordon has told Ray Evernham the car is awful, very, very loose. They dropped both rear tires 1 pound. They made a chassis adjustment on the right side. Left rear is going on. Windshield is clean. Gordon is away. Another good stop.
And they are making pit stops. Here's Jerry.
All right, down pit road, just over 100 laps to go. Here is Mark Martin in. They could have made it the rest of the way. Martin could have made it, so could have Mayfield, but this is a break for Rusty Wallace, who could not have made it the rest of the way on fuel. Now left side tires going on the valve forward of Mark Martin. Here comes Rudd, who will pull right in front of Martin on pit road after having stopped up there in the lead of caution. Martin is down and away. Let's go to Bill Weber.
Jeff Gordon continues to battle a very, very loose race car. They have made a chassis adjustment. They've got the left side tires on it. With a 4-tire stop, he's on his way.
Oh, we got a spin. Is that Jeremy Mayfield? Yes, it is. And so far, no one's hit him.
Boy, Dale Jarrett just missed him. Caution waves once again.
All that running in the, what, 2nd, 3rd, 4th spot?
He's running 4th. He's still on the lead lap. He got it going again.
Now, this is really 65 laps to go. How many of these cars will pit, if any of them?
Yeah, it'll surprise me if they do come in. It's only been... Well, now what's happening here between Darrell Waltrip and Mark Martin?
I guess Mark has slowed down to let Darrell go by, and Darrell wouldn't go by. I guess he didn't feel like he was entitled to go by, is all I can figure out. Anyway, the pace car goes back out. Jerry Nadeau goes back on the racetrack after that collision up in turn 3 a moment ago.
Darrell Waltrip is 4 laps down in 27th position.
Now, let's see here. There's Darrell running up beside of Mark. Ooh, and he hit him.
Yeah. So I guess, oh, that was a conversation. What are you doing, man?
Mark Martin leading Jeff Burton and Rusty Wallace. We saw that little incident between Mark and Darrell Waltrip. Doc, what was that all about?
I'm not sure that Mark Martin or Darrell Waltrip either one know what happened out there, but Mark Martin was concerned that he might have a fender rubbing on the left front. That's why he had a teammate out there. They called and asked the 99 car of Jeff Burton to go up and take a look at it. Burton moved up the side marks a moment ago during the caution flag and said, Mark, turn your wheel Now, Burton could have said, yeah, I think it's going to rough. I need the pit. Of course, he would have been the leader. His teammates don't do that to teammates.
Battle up front on a half-second interval.
Irwin has spun, but no caution. He gets going again.
No caution as Irwin drives away. He was in the top 10, and here is Mark Martin. It's now Darrell Waltrip with ease, and now Kenny Irwin is about to go lap down.
The problem is, look, the 99 car is right. Yes, when the 28 car spun, that Mark backed off because of that, because the spotter probably told him caution was out. And check this out, the 99 car is closed up to right on his rear bumper, and now Irwin wants to try to stay in the lead lap, so this is double problems for Mark Martin.
Irwin is 15th.
There's Jimmy Finney. Mark Martin's crew chief. And of course, he's racing with his teammate.
Now, Kenny Irwin does go a lap down the Texaco car.
In 15th spot, Bill Weber has a report.
Well, as they look on from Jeff Burton's pit, this may be his best run of the evening. His car is good on short runs, okay on medium runs, but normally tonight, not very good on long runs. After about 50 laps, he starts getting very loose. Right now, he's able to hang on. The question is, can he catch Mark?
That is the question we will answer in 24 laps.
Doesn't look like it.
And Mark pulls away now that he got past Kenny Irwin. You can see the distance there as he puts another lap on the Joe Nemechek car. And a couple of drivers that are in the hospital are apparently doing okay. Brett Bodine and Ernie Irwin.
Kenny Wallace is subbing for Brett and Ward Burton in for Ernie. Those guys are receiving oxygen in the care center, but both appear to be okay. Here is Mark Martin, who has a 1 3/4 second lead on Jeff Burton.
And you know that Mark Martin would certainly have loved to have had this victory last Sunday in Michigan.
I think that same thing, then. It's coming a week late, but he'll cherish the victory anyway.
Jeff Gordon finished second to Jeff Gordon for several races here, and Mark Martin finishing second to Jeff Gordon on several occasions and losing points tonight. If things continue to go well, he'll be gaining some points on Jeff.
Not many, but a few.
Right.
It's been a while since anyone gained any points on Jeff Gordon.
Let's see. Jeff Gordon currently running in 5th position. And no other cars around him.
Mark Martin will pick up the 5 bonus points for leading the most laps.
Really?
Yep. 185 and counting.
Jeff Gordon has not led the lap tonight.
That's 7 leaders. 3 laps to go for Mark Martin. There's second place Jeff Burton. After he lost at Michigan last week, but he wanted to go home, regroup, think about it, come back to Bristol, and kick butt, and he's doing it.
I would think we'll probably see a more emotional Mark Martin in victory lane than we've seen. And the other 4 victories this year.
He has won at Vegas, Texas, California, and Michigan. All of those, of course, those are super speedways. He's about to chalk up a short track victory. Mark Martin wins the Goody's Headache Powder 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway. His 5th win of 1998, his 27th career win, and 6th on a short track. Jeff Gordon has a moral victory by finishing in 5th position tonight, but he does not win the 5th race in a row. So the string continues. No driver in the modern era has won 5 in a row. Mark Martin wins here tonight. Back in a moment. He has won the Goody's Headache Powder 500. and a big fan favorite. Down in McDonald's Winner's Circle interview and Dr. Jerry Punch.
Absolutely a fan favorite. He climbs out of the car. Now we'll climb down on the side of the Valvoline Ford. Mark, you stood up there, 140,000 people cheering. Before we talk about the race tonight, I want to talk about the week. A week ago, you drove your heart out. You wanted it in the worst way. You said you were going to go home and come back and kick tail. You did tonight.
Yeah, we did. I'm pretty out of breath here. I want to thank the race fans. Their sympathy and support, love, and love for the sport and love for our family has meant everything. I cried last week because I didn't get to dedicate a win to my dad and Shelly and Sarah. This one's for them, and he'd have been proud of this one tonight. It's an awful good run, and I want to thank this race team, Valvoline, Cummins, Bugle, Bosch, Ford Taurus, and Goodyear for their support. And I don't know if we're in the running for this championship or not, but I tell you what, we got the best race team on the circuit, whether we win it or not. And I'm proud. I'm proud to be with them.
All right. Mark Martin, emotional victory lane, Bob. And, of course, you know how much he wanted it last week, and the crew said there were tears all week long. He wanted to be back in victory lane, and indeed he is tonight.
Nothing else needs be said. Mark Martin wins tonight here at Bristol in a very hard-fought race.